Crikey. We have a wild Ted in his natural habitat. We don't know what it is or what it means. It might be some kind of species mutated from a rat or a cyclops. There's a wild Lindsay. We don't know what she is or what she means. She's some kind of mutated species. To wild Kevin in his natural habitat.
I was in art appreciation and I'm sitting down and I'm sitting down and I'm near the door and Ted's teaching and Patrick decides he wants to come to the door and mess with everyone. So I'm just sitting there and I look up and I see Patrick with his glasses on outside the door going like, and it's, oh my god. And he does this a lot. So I'm just sitting there and I look up after a few minutes and he's standing outside the door recording me going and Ted's teaching and his back's like the door is like over here like behind him so he can't see it and he's pointing towards the board and talking and like he's making hand gestures and gesticulations and half the kids are looking at the door and chuckling and I'm sitting there with my poker face on like this and he looks at all the kids and he's like, he doesn't know what's going on, but he keeps going. And Patrick's just recording me. I was doing a lab a few weeks ago, and it was synthesizing gas, and pretty much is we did these experiments using a ton of chemicals, and one of them we used like hydrochloric stomach acid, and then zinc like shrapnel, and so we get to the end, and the last one was the zinc and the hydrochloric acid, I think. And this was pretty fun, because I was looking at it and I realized that it's gonna release, like I was doing the math before, I'm like, this is gonna release hydrogen. And one of the tests that we always do, and we were trying to find the milligrams of the CaCO3 in tums, little 2 tums.
Right.
And it works by how much it weighs, like weight of how much like me there is in a me, like a lot. So yeah, so what the thing is that it's a base, like on the pH scale from like acid to bleach base and not the trippy acid. So, and acids and bases neutralize each other. So I took these 2 flasks, filled one of them up with HCl acid, I took the other one up, and we filled a trough with water, and we filled that flask up with water, and then put it upside down and pulled it up so the water is like, the flask is full of water but it's above the water line. So what's happening is that you have to take this little stopper tube thing, looks like a cork, and you have to drop the tums in there real fast, like you're doing like Mentos and Coke, and then you have to put the stopper on the flask, and the stopper has a little tube that comes out of it, so all the gas that creates, it goes up through the tube, and like goes wee squirrely. But you to the end of the tube and you put it into the flask underwater, so all the gas flies up into the tube that's like upside down in the water above the water, if you can get that, and it collects the gas. You then take some NaOH, which is sodium hydroxide.
Right.
Yeah, that's a base 2. They interact with each other one-on-one, so like one part this, one part that, it reacts. So we take 10 milliliters of it, we uncork the acid, we take a little stopper, and we get a preset volume of NaOH. If it's acidic, it turns red, but if it gets neutral, which is like the neutralization, it turns yellow. So we take the base.
So it turns yellow.
Yeah, and then we have to like do the dropper thing, and I'm just dropping it in there, and nothing's happening. So I take another like 3 milliliters, and I'm dropping it. And then suddenly, it just goes poof, yellow. And like, out of nowhere, it just turns yellow, like instantly. And I'm like,
What did you get in the last 3 tests?
98, 9800. So then we have to do it again.
Doing boosting